What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the Mystery Tackle Box viewing audience? My name is Lojo from the Lojo Fishing channel, and Mystery Tackle Box was kind enough to allow me to hit you guys up with some knowledge today. It's a nice, cold, dreary day here in the South, but at least I'm fishing on open water. Shout out to all you guys in the Midwest and the North who are trying to fish through a sheet of ice right now. My heart goes out to you guys. Us in the South are lucky enough to not be fishing through ice. We're fishing open water and fishing ponds that have big bass in them. I'm even gonna throw some kayak fishing tips in there for you guys, for all you would-be kayak anglers out there. Check out my Cadillac down there. Look at that thing. Think we can catch some fish out of there? Bet you we can. Guys, I'm going to launch my kayak into this very juicy pond, and we're gonna get right into some of my tips, some lures for you guys that might work, some techniques that might work for you guys, no matter where you are in the country. If you're fishing cold water and ponds, this video is going to help you. Let's go. Another one on the little paddle-tail swimmer. This feels like a little bit of a better fish too. Yeah, it's definitely a better fish. Oh man. In this small kayak, it's like I've got no leverage on these fish. Stay out of the brush, buddy. Don't get in there. Come on now. Let's not make this harder than it needs to be. Fat fish. Really thick fish right there. I sure am glad I tied on the old Exo Swim, because if it's going to be producing me pond bass like this, you know, I mean, look at that. Right in the top of the mouth. Right where you want them to be. Look at that, guys. That's a thick fish. This is 2-pound bass right there. Really thick, healthy, cold fish. Go ahead and let him go. And he was ready to go. Guys, I cannot stress enough with this presentation right here how important it is to go slow, okay? The tendency with people in fishing is to go fast. Look how slow I'm retrieving this right here. I mean, that's as fast as I'm gonna go right there. Just fast enough to where that tail is kicking. I wanna maintain contact with the bottom of the pond, because I feel like, you know, that's where these winter bass are gonna be hanging out, towards the bottom. They're looking for a good meal, but they don't wanna chase a bunch of lures. You know, they want something to come right across their face, a nice big meal. This is a nice size swim bait. It's not a huge swim bait, but it's not a tiny swim bait either. So it mimics a bait fish in a pond perfectly. And it just gives them an opportunity to get an easy meal that's gonna fill them up, you know, and there's another one. Guys, look at that. That's a tiny bass right there, but, oh man, we yanked him right out of there. But guys, I mean, you can see the effectiveness of this lure. Look how small this bass is. Look, so this is a great example. This bass is trying to eat a bait fish. Ooh, we just saved his eye. Trying to eat a bait fish that big. Look at that guy. That's a nice little bass right there. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Go ahead, get on out of here, buddy. Well, I don't think I need to demonstrate the effectiveness of the paddle tail swim bait in a pond anymore, because as you guys can see, I think I've made about 6 casts, and this, you know, I think I've made about 6 casts, and we've had fish on 3 of them. So, I mean, man, we're gonna put this one down for a minute, but just take my advice and give the little paddle tail swim bait a try. Had one on the drop shot come off, because I'm thinking to myself, if they're feeding that heavily on like bait fish over here, then surely they'll eat a drop shot. I just had one on, but by the time I got my camera on, he had got off. Really small fish like the last one. One thing I love about drop shot fishing is I can maintain the contact with the bottom. You know, the weight is on the bottom, but the lure is about a foot off the bottom. That's one thing I really like about the drop shot. And like I said earlier with the swim bait, you know, I feel like fish, they just hang out, you know, towards the bottom, especially in ponds when it gets cold like this. So this lure just, it enables me to literally bring a meal right in front of their face. I mean, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to chase it. They don't have to do anything except react, realize that it's something that they can eat, and eat it, you know? And that's what that last bass just did. I think I got some little bluegills or some kind of very small fish messing with me right now, because on pretty much every cast with my little drop shot here, I'm getting bit up. So I wish they'd stop messing with me and actually eat the bait. That would be good. Of course, we're getting the action, so that's really what it comes down to. I mean, You got a bait that's getting bit. I mean, who cares what's biting it? You know what I'm saying? Kayak fishing tip number 3. Do not, and I repeat, do not put a kayak in a pond that has alligators in it. Because off camera over here, I just accidentally stumbled upon the alligator that lives in this pond, and he was not very happy about it. Now, he didn't attack me or anything, but I spooked him and he did not appreciate it. So just go ahead and do not do that, okay? Don't be like me. Don't be like silly little Lojo who thinks it's okay to launch a tiny kayak in an alligator-infested pond. Just don't, do me a favor and do not do that. Do not try this at home, kids. I'm really interested to see how these fish are going to react to this little runt, like square bill type bait, because as aggressively as they've been feeding on, you know, that little swim bait I've been throwing, you figure that they're just going to kill this thing. I'm going to keep the rod tip up and kind of let it wake underneath the surface because this water that I'm in is really shallow. Kind of left that deep water alone for a little bit. No luck so far on the runt, guys, but I've been fishing it like low, you know, letting it dive a little bit, and with the rod tip up, just kind of letting it wake underneath the surface. But, you know, the cool thing about these 3 lures and these 3 setups is I can cover any area of the water column that I want to. I can cover different, you know, species of food that they might be targeting on any given day, you know. I'm covering a worm, a bait fish, and then this runt could really, like, it could be mimicking any number of different kind of things, you know. It could be mimicking a frog, could be mimicking like our little mouse or something in the water, the way it wakes, you know, anything, a crawfish. I mean, you know, who knows. But that's what I really like about these 3 lures and these 3 setups. I mean, I just, so much versatility. Can fish deep water. Oh, and there's one right there as I'm talking. Oh, it came off. Well, my runt just got nailed right there in front of me as I'm talking about how it's not working. Guys, I'm trying to tell you, I don't share bad tips with you guys. I share stuff. I want you guys to catch every fish out there in your local pond. That's my goal with these little tip videos. I can tell you that right now. Dang, I wish I could have caught that fish on that run. That would have been cool. I think the key to my fishing day today is just talk about how, you know, talk about a bait, and then a fish will come and interrupt me as I try to talk about a lure. Oh, there's one. I must have hit him right in the head with it because I didn't even have a chance to start working it yet. Nice little reaction style bait. That's another reason why I like the little, oh, dang it. I saw he was barely hooked. That's okay. I'm proving the point here, guys. It's a square bill type lure, and a square bill is going to get those reaction bites because, you know, you land it anywhere near that bass, you start retrieving it, it starts either bouncing off the bottom or bouncing off rocks, bouncing off wood, and man, that bass can't turn that down. He can't turn down a meal that he doesn't even have to move for that's coming right past his head. He's never going to turn that down. No bass in their right mind, whether they're fat, they're not hungry, it doesn't matter. The reaction strike has nothing to do with hunger. So boom, two bites on the runt. There's, make it 3. There's another. I think that was more of a reaction bite too. Let me try to keep this guy down. We got to land one. Oh, he came off. Are you kidding me? Well, I'm clearly I'm clearly not doing something right. It is hard in this kayak. I will make a little excuse for myself. It's really hard in this tiny little kayak to keep any leverage on a treble hook, you know, fish. So I'm going to blame those misses on me and the kayak, not the lure. The lure is clearly getting the bites that it needs to get. Plus, it wouldn't be a video with Lojo in it if there weren't just countless fish misses. So, I mean, you know, welcome to the Lojo Fishing channel, basically. Put the drop shot and the little runt down for a minute. I'm going to switch back to the Exo Swim because I think out of these 3 lures, the Exo Swim is going to give us the best chance at a big fish. And there are big fish out here. And with how these fish are feeding so aggressively, so actively feeding, I sure would love to catch one of these big girls out here in this tiny kayak nonetheless. There he is. Oh, that's a decent one too. Oh, that might be the one that we're looking for, guys. Doesn't feel huge. Okay, he's not huge, but he's a good fish. He, doesn't matter. I'm gonna let him just kind of take us for a ride for a second. In this kayak, I sure don't want to capsize. Look at him, he's just taking us for like a little sleigh ride. I feel like Santa with one of my reindeers here. Oh, he's hooked good too. Come on, buddy. Let's end this nonsense. All right. Did not quite. Thought he was a little bit bigger than that, but you know what, guys? Boom. Ate that exo swim. Got hooked right in the side of the face. Exactly how you want to get him. He was not going anywhere, I don't think. Boom, baby. I tell you what, I sure don't want to stop fishing, but guys, have I demonstrated these lures or what? I mean, you know, a lot of people think pond fishing is easy, and it can be easier than lake fishing, obviously, but you know, this cold weather, the winter months, it can really shut down. Even the most fire bass pond could be negatively affected by this cold weather. Whew, we are all done, guys. It got a little chilly out there. I took my sweatshirt off and I had to put it back on because it got a little chilly for me. The old kayak performed beautifully. Caught a bunch of fish. We got bites on every single one of the lures and techniques that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So hopefully this video can help you guys. Like I said in the beginning, no matter where you are in the country, well, if you're fishing open water, if you have a pond that you like to fish, but the bite gets tough when it gets cold, you can use any one of these techniques, if not all of them, to help you catch more fish this winter. As far as kayak tips, didn't really drop a whole lot on you guys, because this is not my regular kayak. This is like my tiny pond hopping, almost fall in the alligator water kayak. So you know what, get you a kayak and find out exactly what I'm talking about, because it can be a struggle sometimes. Big shout out to Mystery Tackle Box for letting me host today's video. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. That lets them know to bring me back for future videos. Get in that comment section, let us know what you guys think is the best winter fishing technique or a winter pond fishing tip that could help another angler out there. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the Mystery Tackle Box channel. It's a little button right below the video. Make sure you come on over to my channel, Lojo Fishing. Check out my shenanigans, because believe me, today was nothing, okay? My shenanigans go well beyond today's shenanigans. Guys, I'm getting out of here. See you guys later. Peace.